When I was in the 8th grade, I had a boyfriend. His name was Rocket, and I was so 8th grade in love with him. And by 8th grade in love, I mean, I didn't have a clue what love was, but I was so in love with him. I used to write him love letters. One such love letter said something like, "Every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny. I can't get you out of my mind. Freaking you is all I see. I would give anything just to make you understand me. I don't give a dang about nothing else. Freaking you is all I need. Tonight, I want your body." Some of you may not recognize that that is the poetry of Jodeci. The point of this story is I got a real strong whooping when my daddy found that letter. This is part 3 of the little healing series that I'm doing. So I want to talk about healing from soul ties. So for the record, me and Rocket never did the booty. We never did anything more than probably kissed one time. And I can't even really legitimately remember if we kissed because 8th grade love means that Rocket was my boyfriend for like 19 days. Maximum. And by go together, we didn't go anywhere together. My middle school had teams. So like I was on the red team. He was probably on the blue team. We never saw each other. I think we hung out one time at my cousin's house because he was best friends with my cousins. There was no relationship there. That's 8th grade love. That's my boyfriend. What? But lust. Lust was a thing. And you know, fast tell little children. And by fast, I don't even mean fast. I just mean like you just do what you see, what you know, what you hear, what you feel. So I want to carry it into adult life and how we have thought that we were in love because of lustful things and not really being able to recognize the difference between the two. So, you know, I'm about the business of transparency. I'm going to keep it trill with you. I have been in a sexual relationship with a man that I thought I was madly in love with. I thought that me and him, us never part. But the reality is we just had the memory of some really great sex that had convinced us there was more to our relationship than doing the booty. This is the thing about a soul tie. The soul is many things, but of the many things that the soul is a collection of your memories. So when you have had a physical interaction with someone and it's a spiritual encounter at the same time, you're creating these memories. Like we were creating these really incredible memories over and over and over again. And so because those memories were collected in the soul, this soul tie was so strong. If I can't keep it real with you, then who can I keep it real with? Papi? We had created a soul tie and it was strong. You don't care. What needed to happen was that needed to break. I'm going to very quickly give you 3 steps to breaking a soul tie. You can learn details and specifics about this in my new book, The End of Thirstiness, that's coming out very soon. Number 1, pray. When I finally had to break this soul tie. Because every time I closed my eyes, I woke up feeling so. And when I really began to pray for this particular relationship, God really began to give me compassion for him instead of the victim that I had normally felt in that relationship. Like I knew my story that led me to like this life of lust and passion. I knew his story, but I didn't know his story. And so God really began to give me compassion and a burden to pray for him. And praying for him from a place of compassion was very different from praying for God to just release and deliver me from that relationship. So compassion stopped me from being a victim and really helped me to like really forgive him and to pray for forgiveness as well from him for all of the foolishness that we have participated in. So that was number 1. Number 1, pray for him. We got to pray just to make it to that. Number 2, I practiced meditation and visualization. So I literally sat cross-legged and I prayed and I meditated, asked God to show me the places where we were bound in my body, like in my physical self, in my spiritual self, and my soul self. And God showed me 3 places. Number 1 was the sacral area. And by there, I'm pointing to my vagina. My sacral area, of course, was bound to this young man because we had made so much sweet love in the club that, that was a hard thing to unravel. And I sat there, and I'm not exaggerating, maybe for like good strong 15 minutes. And I was just like, God, I literally will not move until you remove this thing. And I visualized it coming apart. And I could go into, deeper understanding of this, you could contact me at thefreepeopleproject@gmail.com and we can schedule a free 45-minute coaching session on how to break a soul tie in your sacral area. I'm talking about doing the booty. Number 2 was the heart space. So the heart space was a very, very strong bond as well, because we have been doing this relationship on again, off again thing for a very, very long time. What I needed to do was really to break that tie that was binding our heart. What I realized though was that the sacral binding being broken and loosed helped to make this heart binding not as difficult to break and to loose. I'm preaching. Huh? Where are your amens? Break that thing. This will follow. And then the last space. So we had sacral, we had heart, and we had crown. So in my mental mind, I had all of these stories. Remember that the soul is like a collection of memories and energies and thoughts that make up the whole of who you are. I had memories that were stories that I have been telling myself, and stories that I have been telling myself about the memories. The sex was a major thing that was binding the heart and the mind to this person to keep repeating this thing. So I needed to be healed from those stories. Well, when God gave me compassion during the meditation and visualization of the breaking of the sacral space, the same thing with the heart space, where I could release him in love and light and not have any animosity towards him, I was able to really break the stuff in my mind, like the negative things that I had said about him or about me or about us or about not working or whatever. So that's number 2. Number 1 was pray just to make it today. Number 2 was visualize, because you don't know nothing about visualizing the breaking of the soul tie. Number 3 was journal. I journaled him. So what I did was I wrote him a letter. I didn't write him a 4-page letter and enclose it with a kiss. Starting from this page, I started writing every single thing that I felt like I had never been able to say to him, or that he had never heard me say in our relationship. This is still like all this. Yeah, I think that was the last page. And I got some more stuff. Sorry, there was my beard picture. I wrote him a really, really long letter. And in it, I was able to appreciate the love that we did share, the memories that we did create. And I was able to release it and forgive him, forgive me, and ask God for forgiveness. And I was healed and made whole, renewed, transformed, delivered and set free, sanctified, fire baptized, Holy Ghost filled. I was all those things. We out here getting healed. I'm over at the Free People Project, coaching people free, empowering people into the truth of what God said about them, and encouraging them that they can be all things through this God of wonder beyond our galaxy, who is our strength.